2.0, where we focus on giving you the opportunity to learn from various professionals from different fields to help you explore your passions and your interests. Hi, my name is Elaine, and today I will be interviewing Professor Greer, an associate professor at the University of Texas at Arlington, who specializes in the field of combining robotics and arts. She specializes using art-based solutions to humanize robots and machines. Today, I will ask a series of interesting questions about Professor Greer's work for her to answer. This video will showcase only the highlights of this conversation, but if you are interested, feel free to listen to the full interview using the link in the description box. Now, without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so hi, Professor Greer. It would be great if you could introduce yourself, including your area of expertise.
Yes. Okay. So, I am Dr. Julene Greer. I am an associate chair at the University of Texas at Arlington in the Theater Arts and Dance Department. I also have a lab there. It's called the Emotional Robotics Living Lab, and that's where I am today. So you can see some of my robots back there.
Okay, so getting on to our first official question. So I was wondering, why or how is integrating art and STEM important?
I would have to say that integrating art into anything is, in my opinion, incredibly important. It is innovative, it is flexible, but most important, it has a humanity to it. And I believe that it's that humanity that I think is most important for the interaction with STEM.
Mm-hmm. I was also wondering, have you always loved art, like when you were little, or how did that kind of love for art and creativity come about?
I will say that art has always meant something that's a little bit more important than just getting up and singing a song to me, or more important than just doing a particular play. I feel like being an artist in my life has been a journey that allowed me to continue to figure out what it means to be human.
Mm-hmm. You specialize in using art-based content to humanize the performance of machines and robots.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think this is important, especially in our modern world, in a world that is becoming more and more technology reliant?
Yes, and I think the first thing I want to say is I may come from the arts, I may talk about humanity an awful lot, but in actuality, I love technology. I love what technology can do. I think that its ability to continue to express our creativity and our humanness is really, it's really strong. As I have journeyed through art in my life, I have noticed that human beings are, in my opinion, much more emotionally fragile. And one of the ways that I see my work with social robots is that they can have a way of interacting with humans that allows us almost to safely make a mistake, or to understand that it's all right to be awkward, or that we want to have this communication, but we're a little unsure about whether we want to go out in the world and do it. So whereas most folks usually think, why are you trying to humanize robots? They're, every Hollywood trope of, they're going to take over the world. I actually think robots will make us better humans. And I think that is because the way, if we can program them, as that runs its course, we'll then be more able to go out into the world and be more authentically ourselves.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so now that we talked a lot about the how of things, I wanted to kind of talk about the technical aspect.
Okay.
Your area of expertise. How do you even begin to transfer art-based solutions, apply drama, empathy application to robotics? What does that process even look like?
Well, okay, so I'm going to start with the empathy. So how do you create empathy in a robot? And I was thinking about one move and figuring out how many different ways you can interpret it. So let's say a human being and a robot are together, and the human being's a little sad, and you want to program the robot to show that it is concerned about the human being's issue. And you've made the decision that you want to make a physical movement where you touch the human being. So then think about your back. If someone is patting your back in a way of being concerned, if they move down about 3 inches to the middle of your back and they pat you, all of a sudden we've turned into sort of choking protocol. Do you know what I mean? It's literally just 3 or 4 inches. What I'm trying to describe with that is there's a tremendous amount of discussion and analysis about what you want the robot to do. And that goes back to the theatrical. You don't want to program the robot in a cliche way that says, oh, I'm so sorry you're feeling bad today. Pat, pat, pat. Do you know what I mean?
I feel like that would make you more upset.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I completely agree. You want just the robot to understand what it means to be authentically human. And that is going to come from a programmer that says, what is my goal? What are the things that I want that robot to do? And how do I make each step authentically human and potentially not cliche? And I think it's important that anyone who wants to go into social robotics and humanizing them, that it's really important that they look at things from both sides.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so now we kind of want to address our audience. Do you have any advice in general to young students who are really interested in going to a similar area of expertise? Or do you have any words of encouragement or resources to look to?
Oh my gosh, absolutely. My first bit of advice is please do go into the direction of something that you enjoy. And on that same trajectory, I will say mash up anything you like and don't listen to people who say, but those two things don't go together. Do it. Who knows? Gardening and, robots that encourage you emotionally. Anything that I think the world is much more open to people who think creatively and innovatively and say, I want to mash these things together.
Mm-hmm. I know for me, I really enjoy art and painting, but I'm not good at it. Do you have any advice for those people?
Absolutely. Just practice an art. Do it. Sing in the shower, write a poem, write a lousy poem, dance to the radio. And I think what's so important about that is that we have these ideas that we're only valued unless somebody else says, wow, what an amazing singer you are, But that's not true. Every time historically, when we had a new way of doing something come in, everyone said, no, that's not good. That's awful. Why would you do that after Shakespeare or whatever? It has to be what you want it to be, because there's too many people out there who would be willing to judge it.
Okay. Now I was wondering, what do you think the future for humanized robots is? Do you see it becoming as advanced as, I don't know, Baymax from do you know who that is?
Oh yeah, I know it.
The movie, yeah.
It's a really interesting question, because in some ways I can absolutely see a social robot in our home or in a nursing facility that's able to be a really wonderful companion. We may be having machines that maybe don't look humanoid, but can be incredibly connected to a human just through proximity or just through how they talk to you. I would be much happier if they actually did things that helped us to become better human beings.
Mhm.
That's my hope for future.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming, Professor Greer. I feel like your talk has been really, really insightful, and definitely it will encourage a lot of people to go into like your field of combining something with another thing. So I think.
Oh, I hope so.
Mhm.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Professor Greer, and thank you for watching. I hope this interview helped everyone gain more insight into the vast world of arts and robotics. Please check out our Spotify via the link in the description box for this entire interview. If you are interested in more content like this, explore all the other videos we have on our channel. We hope to see you in our future videos as we explore other intriguing topics. Thank you so much!